Asian racism has been here for a very long time in history, even before the 21st century. People shouldn't be judged or beaten up for the color of their skin or race. After all, we are all human and should treat each other equally. It's very frustrating and sad to see old and young Asian people getting beaten up. According to PBS.org, they say that the Asian Americans were called yellow peril because of their uncleanliness. But during the pandemic, the Asian racism rate has gone up dramatically. It started when Donald Trump called the coronavirus the Chinese virus, and I guess people just started to follow on what he said. The coronavirus did come from China, but that doesn't mean you could call it the Chinese virus. Ethnicity doesn't cause the virus. In addition, in New York City alone, Asian hate crimes and murders have jumped to 36% during the pandemic, according to Fox News. In March of 2021, Fox News stated that there has been 31 Asian hate crimes since, compared to the 25 in 2020. On March 29th, a 65-year-old woman was attacked by men while walking to a church in Manhattan. The attacker was later identified as Brandon Elliott, and he kicked and punched the 65-year-old woman repeatedly. He also said to her, "You don't belong here, you Asian." This is what the world has become. People being up innocent Asian lives because they think they are the coronavirus.
Asian racism has been around for decades, mistreating Asians for no reason whatsoever even before the 21st century. And now that racism against Asians have struck again. Asians are being assaulted and shunned on. And it's really frustrating that they are being blamed for nothing they shouldn't be blamed for. Also being abused and harassed because of it. Right now, Asians are being targeted because of the coronavirus event that's occurring right now. Because of the coronavirus event that's occurring right now, many Asians are being shunned and verbally harassed because of it and are being claimed that they all have COVID just because they are Asian. And it isn't right nor fair. So the long history of the anti-Asian hate crimes is very ugly and needs to be spoken on. According to a WashingtonPost.com source, the long, ugly history of anti Asian racism and violence in the US states that anti Asian hate crimes have spiked to over 150% since the pandemic had begun. According to a recent study, which the percentage has gone up dramatically for no reason and which isn't fair at all. It also states that in the history of the anti-Asian crimes that since the first Asians had first came to the US in 1854, which caused the whites to claim a rumor that the Asians were there to steal their jobs and were discriminated because of that rumor. Also in the year 1900, the Asians were blamed again for another type of disease event in San Francisco where they were blamed for the cause of the bubonic plague, where one Asian man had came from an Australian ship where the plague had originated from, and when he was caught with the plague, him and his and the Asian community were blamed and attacked because of it. In addition, talking more about the current situation against anti-Asian crimes, it states that from March to May 2020 alone, over 800 COVID-related hate incidents were reported from 34 counties in the state, according to a report released by Asian Pacific Policy Planning Council, according to BBC.com's COVID hate crimes against Asian Americans on rise. Also, from a stat report on over 2,800 plus anti-Asian crimes that were reported from May through December 2020, 8.7% of it was Asians being assaulted, and 21.4% of it was Asians being terribly shunned, which is not acceptable and needs to be spoken on a lot more, and we need to come together and try and prevent it.
You can help take action to stop Asian racism by teaching young kids how to treat other people with respect and not to judge others because of their race. When you teach young kids to respect other people, they will have the knowledge already when they grow up. The society today is very broken because of parents not teaching their kids how to respect others. Every parent should teach their kids respect and manners for other people. But if they don't, the world would be the same with everyone hating on others. Thank you for watching.